Welcome aboard, fellow enthusiasts, as we embark on another incredible video. Hello, YouTube friends. Join us as we unravel the mysteries surrounding Londonderry, New Hampshire. Londonderry is a town in western Rockingham County, New Hampshire, United States. It sits between Manchester and Derry, the largest and fourth largest communities in the state. The population was 25,826 at the 2020 census. Londonderry is known for its apple orchards and is home to the headquarters of Stonyfield Farm and part of Manchester-Boston Regional Airport. The more densely settled portion of town, where 11,645 people lived at the 2020 census, is defined as the Londonderry census-designated place (CDP) and roughly occupies the southeastern and southern parts of town around New Hampshire Route 102. The time has come to unravel the secrets behind early history and gain a deeper understanding. Londonderry lies in an area that was first known as Nutfield because of the dense woods with nut trees. A petition for the town was submitted to the General Court of the Province of New Hampshire on September 23, 1719. That petition stated that the petitioners had settled at Nutfield about the 11th of April last April 11, 1719. That petition requested 10 miles square and stated that there were now about 70 families and inhabitants from both Ireland and New England. On June 21, 1722, the town was chartered and given the name Londonderry, after Londonderry in the province of Ulster in the north of Ireland. The grant made by Samuel Shute, governor of the province of New Hampshire, was for a tract of land described as follows. Beginning on the northeast angle at a beech tree marked which is the southeast angle of Chester and running from thence due south on Kingstown line 4 miles and a half and from thence on a west line 1 mile and 3/4 and from thence south 6 miles and a half and from thence west northwest 9 miles and a half. And from thence north 11 miles and a half, from thence north-northeast 3 miles, from thence east-southeast 1 mile, and from thence south-southwest to the southwest angle of Chester, and from thence on an east line bounding on Chester 10 miles unto the beech tree first mentioned. The town was divided into 2 parishes on February 25. Wyndham was set off and incorporated on February 12. The northwest portion, with other land, was incorporated as Derryfield, now Manchester, on September 3, 1751. Derry was incorporated on July 2, 1827. Border adjustments and annexations were made throughout this period, continuing until June 27, 1857, when the line with Hudson, formerly known as Nottingham West, was established. In 1719, the first North American potato was grown in Derry, then a part of Londonderry. Approval of the petition submitted to the province of New Hampshire required the petitioners to obtain an agreement from Colonel John Wheelwright for the sale of the land. He held claim to it based on a grant to his grandfather. That agreement was obtained on October 12, 1719. And included a statement of the bounds, extending west as far as the Merrimack River. This conflicted with a grant for the town of Dunstable, now Nashua, made by the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1673. The provincial line between Massachusetts and New Hampshire was not settled in its present location until 1741. Thus, when Londonderry was granted, the westernmost portion actually lay within the Dunstable grant and the province of Massachusetts Bay. The resulting land conflicts with Dunstable encroachers were still being dealt with by the town in 1783 and 1791. Private owners were resolving these conflicts between each other as late as 1812. The first U.S. census, conducted in 1790, reported the town's population to be 2,622. In the upcoming portion, we'll be dissecting 19th century to World War I to gain a comprehensive understanding of its implications. The Manchester and Lawrence Railroad was opened in November 1849, with depots at North Londonderry, Wilson's Crossing, Derry and Wyndham. 2 months later, On January 26, 1850, Dearborn Whittier, a prominent resident, was hit and killed by a railroad car at Wilson's Crossing. On March 12, the town voted to require gates at all crossings, although the issue persisted for a few more years. The Manchester and Derry Street Railroad, sometimes referred to as the Derry and Manchester Street Railroad or trolley car, opened in December 1907 and operated between Broadway in Derry and Elm Street in Manchester until August 1926. Image Soldiers Monument, Londonderry, Nick Civil War Soldiers Monument Image Railroad Station, Londonderry, Nick Railroad Station in 1914 Image Epplesbury Homestead, Londonderry, Nipkel. W. South, Pillsbury Residence. Moving ahead, let's uncover the hidden gems within post-war history and discover their significance. Suburbanization after World War II, particularly the construction of Interstate 93, led to the town's growth. In the following segment, we'll be examining 21st century in greater detail. The COVID-19 pandemic created divisions in Londonderry, including heated controversy around whether or not to adopt a mask mandate in the town's schools. As we progress through this video, let's now turn our gaze towards geography. Londonderry is the westernmost municipality in Rockingham County. It is bordered by the towns of Auburn to the northeast, Derry to the east, and Windham to the southeast, all in Rockingham County, and by Hudson to the south, Lichfield to the west, and Manchester to the north, in Hillsborough County. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 109.1 km, of which 108.7 km are land and 0.3 km are water, comprising 0.3% of the town. The town of Londonderry is drained on the east and south by Beaver Brook and on the west by Little Coes Brook, Watts Brook, Colby Brook and Nessenke Brook, all of which flow to the Merrimack River. The town's highest point is 535 foot above sea level, on number 8 hill named after the old schoolhouse that used to be on it north of the center of town. The town is crossed by Interstate 93, New Hampshire Route 102, New Hampshire Route 128, and New Hampshire Route 28. Half of Manchester-Boston Regional Airport, including the main terminal, is in the northwest corner of the town, for Londonderry has grown to become one of the larger towns, by population, in the state. It lacks any concentrated downtown area, central business district, or town centre. Historically, no village had developed in Londonderry, as it was largely a rural farming area. Population growth in the town only began in the years when the construction of I-93 turned Londonderry into a bedroom community and a curb for the greater Boston area. The major retail district lies in the town's southeastern corner near where NH 102 interchanges with I-93, with smaller commercial districts lying at the intersection of NH 128 and NH 102. And near where NH 28 and NH 128 merge. The Londonderry census-designated place, covering the commercial districts listed above and neighbouring residential areas, includes all land in the town south of NH 102 as well as land east of NH 128 as far north as Stonehenge Road. The town hall and schools are built near the geographic centre of the town along an otherwise rural stretch of NH 128. Let's now shift our focus to adjacent municipalities and explore the ways in which it shapes our perspective. Manchester north, Auburn northeast, Derry east, Windham southeast, Hudson south, Lichfield west. Now, let's shift our attention to climate. Londonderry has a four-season humid continental climate with long, cold, snowy winters, and very warm and somewhat humid summers. Spring and fall in between are crisp and relatively brief transitions. Precipitation is well spread throughout the year, including snowfall in the winter. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of demographics and exploring its multifaceted nature. Thumblefappraita Londonderry Presbyterian Church at sunset. As of the 2020 census, there were 25,000 826 people, 9,569 households, and 7,422 families residing in the town. The population density was 613.4. There were 9,849 housing units at an average density of 233.9. The racial makeup of the town was 93.2% white, 0.8% black or African American, Native American or Alaska Native, 1.9% Asian, Pacific Islander, 0.3% some other race, and 3.6% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 3.7% of the population. There were 9,569 households, out of which 36.9% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 64.1% were headed by married couples living together, 21.6% had a female householder with no husband present, 8.5% had a male householder with no wife present, and 11.2% of households were an individual 65 or older. The average household size was 2.74, and the average family size was 3.12. In the town, the population was spread out, with 24.9% under the age of 20, 7.4% from 20 to 24, 22.1% from 25 to 44, 32.2% from 45 to 64, and 14.9% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 42.5 years. For every 100 females, there were 97.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 92.3 males. For the period 2016-2019, the estimated median annual income for household in the town was $110,810, and the median income for family was $124,792. The per capita income for the town was $46,674. About 2% of the population were below the poverty line, including 3.4% of those under age 18 and 3.2% of those age 65 or over. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting economy and exploring its implications in greater detail. Stonyfield Farm Market Londonderry is home to numerous businesses, many of which are located in the northern part of the town near Manchester Regional Airport MHT, or in the southeastern part of town near I-93, on NH 102. Major businesses headquartered in town include Stonyfield Farm and Blue Seal Feeds. A bottling facility of the Coca-Cola Bottling Company is also located in town. The town is also home to numerous chain retailers. Max Apples, Stonyfield Farm, and Elwood Orchards are among the several orchards in town and are emblematic of the town's important farming heritage. The abundance of apple orchards in town has made apple picking a popular fall activity among all residents. One former apple orchard is currently being transformed into a 600-acre commercial and residential development to be known as Woodmont Commons. Brace yourself for an enlightening exploration of infrastructure as we dive into its profound implications. Londonderry has its own fire department and police department. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze transportation from different angles and evaluate its significance. Londonderry is crossed by 3 New Hampshire state highways and 1 interstate highway. 28 crosses North Londonderry, entering the town from Derry in the east and leaving the town into Manchester in the north. NH 28 is known locally as Rockingham Road when it enters from Derry, and merges with Mammoth Road at the northern terminus of NH 128. NH 102 crosses South Londonderry, entering the town from Hudson in the southwest corner, and leaving the town into Derry in the east. NH 102 is known locally as Hampshire Route. NH 128 is the main north-south route through Londonderry, entering from Wymondham in the south and terminating at NH 28 in North Londonderry. It is known locally as Mammoth Road. Interstate 93 crosses the eastern side of Londonderry from south to north. There are 2 exits to access Londonderry, exit 4 NH 102 and exit 5 NH 28. Londonderry is partially home to the Manchester-Bourne Regional Airport, which it shares with the city of Manchester. There is no passenger rail service in Londonderry. In the next phase, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of government and politics and exploring its real-world applications. Londonderry is part of New Hampshire's 1st Congressional District, currently represented by Democrat Chris Pappas. Londonderry is part of the Executive Council of New Hampshire's 4th District, currently represented by Republican Ted Gatzers. The town is part of New Hampshire's 14th State Senate District, currently represented by Republican Sharon Carson. Londonderry has leaned considerably towards Republican in all elections, but the town has become more competitive in recent years. In 2020, Donald Trump received 49.8% of the vote, and Joe Biden received 48.7% of the vote. Now, let's dig deeper into education and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. The town is served by the Londonderry School District. Kindergarten Moose Hill School includes LEEP, the Londonderry Early Education Program. Elementary Chawsoneth School, Matthew Thornton Elementary School, South School. Middle School, Londonderry Middle School. High School, Londonderry High School, home of the Lancers. Londonderry sent high school students to Pinkerton Academy in Derry until 1978, when Londonderry High opened. Private schools: Victory Baptist School, Adventures in Learning, Applewood Learning Centre, Cozy Kids Childcare, Kindergarten, Pixie Preschool. Let's transition to media and uncover its significance. Media outlets that cover Londonderry include the Londonderry Times and the Derry News. As we embark on the next leg of our journey, let's unpack the layers of notable people and examine its core elements. Ant, born 1967, host of reality series Celebrity Fit Club. Al Baldessaro, born 1956, former member of New Hampshire House of Representatives, ad hoc advisor to Donald Trump in 2016. John Bell, 18th Governor of New Hampshire. Samuel Bell, 14th Governor of New Hampshire. Silas Benton, U.S. Congressman. Dom DiMaggio, outfielder with the Boston Red Sox. John Fisher, industrialist, U.S. Congressman from New York. Ryan Griffin, born 1990, tight end for the Chicago Bears of the National Football League. Kevin Hunt, NFL player, offensive lineman for Green Bay Packers, New England Patriots, Houston Oilers, and New Orleans Saints. Arthur Livermore, U.S. Congressman. Joseph McKean, president of Bowdoin College. Dan Mullen, born 1972, head coach for the Mississippi State Bulldogs football team. Ocean, born Mary, subject of a local ghost legend. William M. Oliver, U.S. Congressman. Ethan Paquin, poet. George W. Patterson, U.S. Congressman. Peter Patterson, businessman. Canadian politician. William Patterson, U.S. Congressman. George Reed, Revolutionary War era officer. William Stark, Revolutionary War era officer, brother of celebrated war hero John Stark, but unlike his brother, William was a loyalist to Britain. Samuel Taggart, U.S. Congressman. Matthew Thornton, founding father, signer of the Declaration of Independence. He lived in a part of the town that is now in Derry. Brian Wilson, born 1982, pitcher with the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Francisco Giants. James Wilson, first maker of globes in the U.S. Stay connected and join our community by subscribing and following me on other platforms.